Well, hi guys, Mark here, and pleased to be bringing you a review today on the Honda CL500. Stay tuned and I'll give you my thoughts on it. Okay, so welcome to a review on the CL500, and also what we do, run through the specifications first of all, go for a little ride on some A roads, dual carriageways, through town, a few tracks and trails, and we'll finish off with the final thoughts at the end. And many thanks to Honda UK for lending me this bike for a couple of weeks. So price on this is very reasonable in my opinion, £6,149. So all the Honda 500s are very well priced. So this is the fifth model in the Honda lineup to use this brilliant engine. You've obviously got it in the CB500X, the F, the CBR and the Rebel. It's a very reliable engine, extremely economical, A2 compatible. It's 471cc parallel twin, liquid cooled with a 180-degree crank. It's putting out 46 horsepower at 8,500 RPM and 43 newton meters of torque at 6,000 RPM. As I said, it's very reliable, extremely economical, and it's just a well-proven engine. Now, the seat on the CL is very well padded, it's very comfortable. I've been on this bike for about 2 hours this morning and no problems at all with comfort. It's quite low at 790mm, so if you're a newcomer to biking, you're going to be able to get your feet down quite easily to inspire confidence. Just check me out on this cutscene. I'm 5'7" tall, 170 centimetres, 30-inch inside leg, and I weigh about 75 kilos. You can compare that for yourself then. Quite a small fuel tank on this, 12 litres, but as the bike is so economical, you're going to get a good range, I would say well over 200 miles. Honda are quoting 26.5 kilometres per litre, and I've worked this out at the pumps. I'm getting 87 to the gallon out of it, which is truly exceptional for, you know, a 471cc engine. Weight is 191 kilos wet weight. We've got a very smooth shifting 6-speed gearbox on these. Tyres have got decent Dunlop Trail Max tyres. We've got a 110 on the front, a 160 on the rear, 19-inch front wheel, 17-inch rear. It's got a block tread pattern, so you know, to tackle these sorts of light tracks and trails, absolutely no problem at all. It's extremely easy to ride this bike. It's very unintimidating for new riders. It's just one of the nice things about all of the Honda 500s. So we've got protective gaiters up here on the front forks. Got 41mm forks with 150mm travel, which are non-adjustable but absolutely fine. And on the rear we have Showa rear shocks, which are preload adjustable, and I'm finding those so far extremely comfortable and compliant over the bumps. Really good rear end suspension on this. Super light assist and slipper clutch, which is a joy to use. We've got LED lights. I will put a night riding section in for you. The dash is a reverse LCD. I'm not a huge fan of it, to be honest, but it does the job. You can read it okay. Braking up front is courtesy of Nissin. It's a 2-piston sliding caliper with a single disc, provides adequate stopping power, and a single piston caliper on the rear there as well. $8,000 service intervals on these, which is fantastic. You can get the travel pack, adventure pack, style pack, and that's been fitted to this bike. So all of this sort of white plastic, shame it's not black, I think it only comes in white, has been fitted. So this is all extra on the bike. The 12-volt sockets optional, the heated grips are optional, and quite a nice, which I quite like, this little saddlebag there. It's quite a nice little touch as well. So these are available in this very nice blue. We've also got green, black and orange. I have had a little look under the seat. There's a tiny bit of storage just about there, but not much. Okay guys, let's do the test ride. Okay, Honda CL500. Let's try this out. So nice and easy to swing a leg over. It's quite a low seat height at 790mm, and I'm 5'7". I got my feet pretty much flat to the floor. That's nice. So let's just run through all these controls, nice and simple. As always on these Honda 500s, we've got an assist and slipper clutch, which is about as light as you're ever going to find. You've got your headlight flasher, pass, high and low beam. This one has the optional heated grips. You have your horn and your indicators. Over this side you have your engine start and stop, hazards, and your starter. Nice and simple. This is an optional accessory, the 12-volt cigarette socket. So keys on the side on these, a bit like the Rebel. So turn it on, reverse LCD dash. So even in this bright sunlight, you may not pick that up on the camera, but I can still see it okay. We've got a clock, got a gear indicator, speedo, all your trips, average miles per gallon, which is currently showing 81, and all your warning lights at the bottom. So anyway, let's start her up. Got that lovely little parallel twin 180-degree crank, which sounds pretty decent. Anyway, let's try this out. Easily into first gear, and a super light pull away, which is great. We're out on the open road on the lovely CL500. And first off, it's a lovely bike to ride. It's absolutely charming. You know, it's got that fantastic engine that you get in all the Honda 500s, but coupled to sort of a very laid back kind of retro riding position. And off with the mirrors, very much in keeping with the bike, very clear, no vibrations in those whatsoever. Can see a little tiny bit of my elbows, but they're nice decent mirrors. So the reverse LCD dash is not super bright. I use them on all the Honda 500s, but I can still see my speed, gears and all that sort of information reasonably well. Riding position is very upright, as you'd expect. Lovely wide bars which are raked back. Seat is super comfortable. As I said earlier, I've been on this bike for 2 hours this morning, and you could easily ride this all day long. And legs are pretty much straight down with plenty of leg room as well. So this is a 471cc parallel twin 180-degree crank, and it's very smooth at a current 60 miles an hour. Even at the higher revs, it's still pretty smooth, so that's all good. What impresses me so much is just the ride quality is really plush. I mean, it's very bumpy down here. The front forks are taking it nicely, and the rear shocks are extremely impressively supple and supportive, but very comfortable. Right, we'll just try a little brake test. Nothing behind, front and rear. Oh, there's the ABS kicking in on wet roads. So that's all absolutely fine. Quick acceleration test. And there's your 60 miles an hour. So it's it may only be 46 horsepower A2, but it's no slouch. It really isn't. top speed on this I would say is about 100 miles an hour. All the switch gear, nice and simple, good quality, very easy to use, so no problems there. Alright, let's take this through town. Alright, we're just coming into town now just to check and see how the CL500 rides at the low speed. So we're currently in third gear, 30 miles an hour, and that is smooth as silk. It's lovely, just purring along very happily, perfect fueling, no snatchy throttle, it's very mellow. You know, the more I ride this bike, the more I'm getting to like it. It's so comfortable. Yeah, really nice. I mean, it's holding, look, it's fourth gear now, 28 miles an hour just round this roundabout, and there's no snatching in the drive chain. Pulls really nicely from the low RPMs. It's nice. It's not a tall bike, but it's an upright position, so you've got great visibility. It's very controllable with these nice wide bars that are raked back as well. So couple that to the sort of a nice soft seat. It's a lovely place to be here at the low speed. Yeah, that's just purring along beautifully, so that's great. 5 stars for the CL500 at the low speed. The CL500 is classed as a sort of a scrambler style bike. It's got dual purpose tyres, so here we are now on a reasonably bumpy, gravelly, wet, muddy track. I'm standing up at the moment with no problems at all. I'm in second gear and it's got plenty of low down pull from the 471cc engine, and the suspension's very good on it. I mean, obviously it's not like long travel motocross style. I wouldn't take it off on any more than this sort of style, but it's absolutely fine. It's going down here with no problems at all. It feels very sure-footed. The rear suspension, even though it's rear twin shocks, is very nice and compliant and plush, shall I say. So the scrambler for light off-roading is absolutely fine. So yeah, it's really, really good. Those tyres feel excellent. Dunlop Trail Max. Oh, bit of a bump there, no problem at all. Into a bump there. Wait, yeah, fine. So yeah, no problems for the CL500 to tackle stuff like this. Welcome to a night riding section on the Honda CL500. So that's it currently on low beam. It illuminates those top 2 lights there. Obviously the Honda have their indicators on for visibility. Just flick it onto high beam for you. So there's your low, there's high now. That's high beam. Nice and bright, very good indeed. Just flick the indicators on. Indicators there, and at the back there, and your rear light. Okay, let's try this out. It's a rather gloomy, cold night tonight. Righty ho. Right, so initially looks good. Actually, low beam, wow, that's really good. So all the Hondas have got really good lights, these LEDs these days. So that's a really wide beam, it's lovely bright, crisp white light, stretching right out there, left and right out across the verge. Right, here we go, going to try the high beam now. Oh, that's nice. Sort of really does penetrate. It's like a narrow beam amongst the low. So obviously the low stays on, and the high beam comes on right in the middle there, and it's shooting right out there. I have to keep my visor up a bit. It's a bit misty down here. Really illuminating really well. Good sort of 50-60 meters down the road there. So absolutely fantastic. Yeah. So and this is a pitch black country road, and I've got no problems at all riding down here. It's a really, really good high beam. Very impressed with that. Back to low beam. It's your flasher, really nice. Reverse LCD dash is really nice actually. It's a really nice kind of glow. It's not overly bright at all. It's quite a joy to look at actually there, that dash. So yeah, definitely 5 stars for the lights on the CL500. Low beam is very decent, more than adequate, and high beam really does reach out there a good sort of 50-60 meters, providing excellent visibility. So I've got no problems at all for extended night rides. If you had to do some sort of commuting or whatever, traveling at night, they are excellent lights. There's your low and there's your high. I mean, the GoPro won't be picking it up, as it never picks it up very well, but you'll have to just take my word for it. But they are very good bright LED lights. So 5 stars from me for the lights on the CL500. So just coming out of town now, 3rd gear, gonna wind it right out. So that pulls really nicely, and this is no slouch, this bike. If you wind it up, it goes really well. So even in top gear now, 6th gear, if I open it wide open, it pulls really strongly. It's a very smooth engine. We'll take it on a dual carriageway in a bit to try it at the higher speeds, but just for cruising along now, 55 miles an hour, the engine doesn't feel stressed. It feels very relaxed. It's incredibly smooth. Brakes front and rear are good. What a lovely place to be. Just coming onto dual carriageway now to see what the CL500's like at the slightly higher speed. 4th gear, just winding it out. Ooh, that's got a nice bit of power. Into 5th and into 6th. So we're up to a indicated 70. Very smooth engine. Impressed with that. If I just drop it down to 5th to get the revs up even more, so I can't feel any vibrations at all through the seat or the bars. There's a slightest buzz coming through the pegs, but bear in mind these are the adventure pegs. I think the standard ones are the rubber mounted, but on the whole, at 70 miles an hour, it's very smooth. You could sit like this all day long, no problem at all. Totally acceptable wind blast. It's just hitting me smoothly in the chest. I mean, it's a scrambler style bike, you know, with sort of semi-knobbly tyres, but it holds its line well. No problem at all. If I open it up a bit at 70, pulls really strongly up to around about 100 miles an hour. But the nice thing is, even at this sort of 70 mile an hour, it does feel relaxed. You know, I mean, there's no rev counter, but I'm guessing it's doing something like 5,000–6,000 RPM, and it feels very smooth and happy at this sort of speed. If I just slow it down a bit to 55, do a wide open throttle, there's your 60, and there's your 70. So you can see it's a very flexible little engine. But yeah, this bike would quite happily sit like this all day long. I think I'd just slow it down a little bit for the wind blast if I was doing long distance at this sort of speed, but 65, this is really comfortable now. So it's the whole feel of the bike, the way it's made, the suspension, very plush suspension, comfy seat. You know, it really is a nice place to be. Brakes are still strong at this sort of speed. Going down the gearbox, it's very, very light and slick. So there we are, guys, the CL500 on the motorway is relaxing, holds its line well, the wind blast is totally acceptable, and you can sort of make, you know, you could ride this all day. So great stuff. I've always enjoyed these 471cc Honda engines. They're very revvy. They do seem to be a bit smoother these days. I had a CB500 about 9-10 years ago, and they just seem to be a little bit smoother now. Maybe it's just me, maybe this one's more running, but no problems at all with the vibrations. This is a really enjoyable bike to ride. It's comfortable and plush. Still pretty good round the corners. You know, we've got wet roads, and it still holds its line nicely. These Dunlop tyres feel good. Right, 5th gear. Just seeing how it pulls up this hill. Oh, that's really impressive. Look at that. Yeah, very keen. Lots of pulling power. So it's a very quiet engine. I can hardly hear it, to be honest. So even hustling around these bends, it does a good job. Yeah, what a cracking little bike. Really nice. Let's wrap it up here, guys, and have a little look round again. So very easily into first and neutral. We're showing 82 to the gallon on the display there, but I think I got about 86 to the gallon from it on at the pumps. So I'll just leave the indicators and put it on high and low beam for you. There's your high beam, and there's your low beam. Oh, I've made it very dirty. So a little sound check for you. Fabulous. Okay, let's just see what it's like off the side stand. Yeah, was it about 190 kilos, I think, and it's, yeah, moderate effort to get it off the side stand there. Quite a good steering lock. No problem at all moving it about. That's all good. So let's have a little final look round, shall we? So there we are. Very nice suspension. I was pleasantly surprised with that. It's very, very compliant. Really nice, comfortable ride. Super comfortable seat. It's just a really nice place to be. You could definitely ride this all day. You know, it'll cruise all day long at 70 miles an hour or thereabouts. Super economical. Brakes are absolutely fine. Got a good bit of power there. These tyres work well in all conditions. Super reliable. Very economical engine there. 46 horsepower. So can't go wrong with that. Slightly quirky styling, shall we say, with that high level exhaust, but hey ho. So this is all optional extras. This is like the adventure pack or whatever they call it, and this is an optional extra as well. This nice little saddlebag here. But looking around the bike, you know, it's the usual Honda build quality, really excellent all the way through. I say these basically just never go wrong. Just keep them serviced, keep on top of them with maintenance, and you're never going to have a problem. Very smooth shifting gearbox, no problems with that at all. Very impressed with those Showa rear shocks, they're excellent. So there you are, guys, Honda CL500. Please post your comments down below, give me a like, please share this video around, and I will catch you in a week or so for another review. Ride safe, guys, all the best, and bye for now.